Morning, Jimmy Krotov speaking. Yesterday, had a small polemics with some Ukrainian woman. She lives now, I guess, in Germany, but is certainly in great troubles about Ukraine. Who told me, my thesis was that do not bother about the war. Do not read any war news because they are all war propaganda from the both sides and are filled with lies, especially the lies through silence. People lie mostly not with what they say, but with what they don't say. Uh, and the pictures of dying people, the pictures of dead bodies, destructions, and so on and so forth, they are a shock to the psychology. They are a trauma to your soul, but they don't have any positive sense. Her idea was that demonstrating our sufferings and the sufferings of our compatriots, we call for help. We try to draw the attention of people to our problems. Okay, actually, I'm of the better opinion about people. I think that the words can also attract the attention. Certainly, I have the crucifixion on me. And crucifixion, you can say that this is the reminder of the Christ's sufferings. But it's not so. Most people just, well, like some guy said me that this is the symbol of patriarchy, of machismo. Dying man is the symbol of the man's domination. Fantastic. So it's not the symbol of real sufferings, actually, especially in the Eastern Orthodox variant. Roman Catholic is more dynamic. Anyway, actually, this is also the Western type of crucifixion, but before 12th century, when our Lord was depicted in a very quiet pose. So, the problem is that there is the suffering of a person, and there is some entity. So when this woman wants to attract attention to her entity, to her nation with which she identifies herself, he used the picture of the dead body. Look, my entity, Ukrainians, are in need of help. Ukrainians really are in need of help because there is an aggression of Russia against Ukrainians. But whether there are dying people in Russia, whether there are dying and suffering children in Russia, yeah, sure, a lot of them, thousands, innocent sufferings. Because if a boy or girl of 2 or 3 years who died in Russia because of the lack of medicine, he's innocent. No. From the point of view of a nationalist, he's not innocent. This is the logic of Russians who in 90s, when they've oppressed Chechnya and waged war against Chechnya, said that we must kill Chechen boys and girls because they are our future enemies. And this is the same logic of modern Ukrainians, of some modern Ukrainians who say that let Russia disappear with all her inhabitants. There must be no Russians in the world. This is the logic of genocide, just turning against an enemy. There is the logic of genocide of the strong people, like Germans, against Jews, of majority towards minority. And there was the genocide, the logic of genocide at least, of minority against majority. Just like in the Psalm of women who are sitting on the rivers of Babylon and they exclaim, let someone take the heads, take your own babies and kill them. But these babies are innocent, just Iranians, because it was Iran. So the logic of hate, I would not say aggression. The logic of hate is this boy, this baby, belongs to the good nation, Ukrainians, to the good suffering nation. So his sufferings, the sufferings of this baby, are good. And this baby belongs to the bad nation, to the nation of aggressor, and his sufferings are bad. Let him suffer more. Because for such logic, the point in the geometry of being is some nation, country, state, not a baby, not a man, not a woman, a man. So everything depends on to what entity do I belong, or to what entity others identify myself. Hitler thought that Jews are from the entity of bacillus. And he killed a lot of my relatives, by the way, in Ukraine, with the help of Ukrainians. Do I blame Ukraine? No. God save me. My father, half of his life worked in Kiev with the Ukrainians' children. He was a teacher. But I do not think that there are Ukrainians or Russians. There are humans. This is the main evil of the war, because it helps to live according to the evil logic, to the inhuman logic. So let us stop. Jimmy Cross of Moscow. Bye.